Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? We got game 3 here against another Katakuri. My man Devin, absolutely phenomenal player. He and I feel like we always have great matches. So I'm happy whenever we get to play some games because they end up being pretty close. And I just love this matchup. I think Katakuri and Zoro is honestly like very cool matchup. I don't know if I would say it's heavily favored either way. I feel like it's slightly favored towards Zoro, but I mean, if Katakuri just gets the right life cards and is able to, manage some of the, annoying nuisances that the Zoro deck provides, it can be really quite a close game. And I think that's what we end up having here. Oh man, I just remember this being kind of a doozy at the very end, kind of trying to think about, what's going to be the best play. But we're going to hop into it, and my opponent wins the dice roll again. I can't win one to save my life today. It's hard out here. But I wanted to say something. I've been mentioning in the past couple of videos, as well as on my live streams and stuff like that. I want to apologize because I said that there would be a half a case opening coming up very soon because my boxes were coming in. Well, guess what? UPS did me dirty again, and they did not deliver on Monday. And of course, today, Tuesday, being July 4th, so it's a holiday, I'm not expecting them till tomorrow. But if I'm being honest with you, knowing how this has gone so far, I'm assuming I probably won't see these boxes or starter decks until like Friday or something. But, it is what it is. It's just kind of a bummer because it would have been really fun to open up the boxes, like on the day, quote unquote, day of release being June 30th. And yeah, I'm just a little bummed about that, but it is what it is. But we start off pretty strong. We get the Ezo down. My opponent gets the pudding down. So we both get our respective searches. And I am just going to go 5 at life, and he'll counter out with Shirahoshi. Then we'll rest 2 for that Curly to Dawn. See if we can find anything. We see an Otama and a Makino. Just trying to decide which one's better because I have both in hand at the moment. Looks like we have a Jozu, a 4-drop Marco, and we did search out that 5-drop Marco as well. And I'm kind of torn between which one's going to be a little more useful, but I do pick up the Otama here simply because I know that 5-drop Marco, as well as some of my cards in the future, really work well with some of that lowering capability. So like we just picked up 9-drop off of life, and he will go ahead and play Perospero. Perospero is a big nuisance, but you're not too bad at the end of the day. Just kind of just an annoying little card that he also gets to search with. Pretty dang good if you ask me. But I just choose to swing 5. Very big mistake on my part right here is playing the Marco to KO the pudding before swinging for 5. Because if he did choose to take life and gets Thunderbolt out of there, I don't think I had any... Oh, no, I did have one event card in hand. Never mind. I was about to say, if I didn't have an event card in hand, that would have been pretty bad to not be able to bring Marco back. But he also would have been rested, so still would have been... susceptible to that Katakuri swing. And he does search out the 10-drop Big Mom here. He swung 7 at life. I chose to take, and then he'll swing 6 at life, which I was pretty happy about because I was like, oh, I can counter out of this. Feels good. Because if he had chose to swing 7 again, it would have felt pretty bad getting rid of 2 of my cards. But yeah, we're up to 7 Dawn this turn. He does play another Perospero. And I'm just going to play Whitebeard Pirates. I'm trying to get, 4-drop Marcos, 5-drop Marcos. I really could use the blockers. But I brick and bottom deck 3 Curly Dodons and an Otama. I can't remember what the 5th card was. I didn't see it right there. But yeah, that was that was pretty brutal. Those Curly Dodons are so useful. And, just swinging 5 in this matchup is honestly... kind of broken. I can just continuously do it over and over, and I'm totally fine with it. But we'll go 6 at Perospero. He will counter out, and then I'll go 7. And he's just going to search top 3, see what he picks up. Oh, it looks like he has Thunderbolt in hand. He does pick up another 10 drop. So now I know that he has like 4 cards in hand. 2 of them are 10 drop Big Moms. And I think that the other 2 are unknown to me. But I will just choose to go 5 at life. You know, he is at 5, you know, life right now. So I'm not really expecting him to counter out. But I do go ahead and play the Marco. Now, I know this is a bit of a weird play to some people. I don't know. I personally am testing playing Marco at 3 against the yellow matchup right now because I actually don't mind if my opponent thunderbolts the Marco. He loses a life. I lose the Marco. Yes, that's fine, but I do have another one in hand. I know that I'll see another one in the future, whether it's via deck, via life, because I already have done quite a bit of searches. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of toying around with it and seeing if it's the play. But I've seemed to enjoy it against yellow because a lot of the times they do feel very threatened by the card enough to use the Thunderbolt pretty heavy. But he went 9 at life right there, and I did counter out for 2 2Ks, a Makino and an Otama. And I think if I remember correctly, he does Thunderbolt my Marco here. So Marco's just going to go down. Oh, I see. Okay, 6 at the 5 drop here. And I'm not too ecstatic about how much I'm defending, you know, everything right now. It makes sense. It's just unfortunate. I feel like maybe I should have taken the life and gone down to oh no, he didn't swing at life. Excuse me. Apologies. He swung at the Marco for 8k using leader, not my life. And that's why I countered out, because I did feel as though I needed the card. And he puts down the blocker, Charlotte Gillette. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what the pronunciation is, but we'll just go 2 at pudding here. I do have 9 drop in hand that we picked up earlier from life, so I am gonna try and put that down. So we'll go 6 at Parasparrow, and he will counter out. I'll play down 9 drop. And go 7 at Parasparrow again. He thinks of taking it, and then he realizes, he's like, oh wait, no, I'll just block, because 9 drops online, so it kind of makes sense to do that. And yeah, so he just goes ahead and takes that, which is totally fine. And I actually hovered my finger over my life right now because I was like, yo, I know you're gonna 10 drop. You got 2 of them in hand, so it's all good. But yeah, he will just go 5 at Izo here, and then we just had a pretty funny interaction. I'll let it play out.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't draw. Absolutely. No problem.
I know, yeah.
Call him out on the street.
Yeah, call me out, dude. This guy out.
No, I'm just messing with you.
You want to watch his back, and he's like, you know what? He did draw an extra card. He did. He actually cheated me.
This son of a bitch. I love Devin, man. He's got a good sense of humor, and he knows I'm always just joking with him. And you know, of course, if he didn't draw, I'm obviously gonna let him draw. I would hate to. I've actually forgot to draw multiple times, and then I just let my turn pass, and I go, oh, damn. I definitely am playing like a card down now because I just let it slip my mind. But you know, he's a homie, and he knows I was just giving him some crap by looking at the camera. But yeah, he puts down 10 drop. I gotta trash one of my cards. I think I ended up trashing a Makino, I think. I honestly don't remember. But we end up getting the hero guard point right there. I searched with Buggy and didn't see any event cards for the first 4 out of the 5 from the top of the deck. And then finally I see that last little, you know, hero that pops in. So guard point is in there. It helps me feel good about, you know, saving a Dawn, obviously, but also bringing back Marco if I need to. So I was very happy about that search. Got a little lucky there at the end. And he does choose to play Cracker, trashes an 8-drop Katakuri off life, and I'll go 7 at life again. And he doesn't have a trigger this time, but we do have the opponent down to 2, so this is the scary part of red after you play 10 drop is I usually have like a pretty big turn, and I go ahead and play Otama, lower Cracker down to 3, KO it with Newgate, because I didn't want him to be able to get the double attack swing through. And he lifes a Brûlée already. So, like, just clutch life right there. But I'll go ahead and play the 4-drop Marco. And he was taking a look at it because this is one of those promo Marcos that you can get. I got it personally from being in the Twitter giveaway that they do for the official One Piece Twitter. They had like 1,000 crew US, and I got to sign up for that, and I ended up being a part of it. And I got a pack that had some of the promo Marcos in it. I just think it's such a cool card, so I had to include it in the deck. But yeah, we go ahead and pass turnover. We have one Dawn active, only 2 cards in hand. You know, obviously one of them being guard point, you know, to potentially save the Marco, or, you know, just do what we will. But the nice thing is I know the other card is an event card, if I remember correctly. So I can kind of bait my opponent into thinking that I have an event card in hand if he swings at Marco and I just go ahead and trash the guard point. Oh, so we have another 4-drop Marco right there. I just showed it to the camera. See, I love myself with foresight. I'm like looking into the future. I'm like, you know what? I'm probably going to be thinking about this turn and talking about it. So I might as well show the cards so I can kind of explain what was going through my head in the moment. But yeah, he's got a turn right here. He's got to think about some things. Tough call. I mean, with the blocker Marco, I'm pretty certain he can just expect he's not going to kill Newgate. So he's got to go for Marco, 5-drop Marco most likely. And, you know, I asked to look at his trash here because I was trying to think to myself, one, how many Thunderbolts has he gotten, and how many Brûlée blockers has he gotten? Because I wanted to know what to expect in that last life potentially. And I really do have to organize my swings based off that. You know, I might have to swing with the blocker Marco first, save Newgate for last, just in case that blocker does come down. But he chooses to go 12 with the 10-drop Big Mom at my Marco. And I am going to bring it back just to try and bait my opponent. I trash the guard point. And, yeah, I'm trying to bait my opponent to, 1, save life right now, but 2, pull away from any potential swings at 9-drop Newgate. Because really, that's what I need to win, is 9-drop. I don't really need anything else at the moment. But he is going to go 7. And look at my top life. I honestly can't tell what it is from the angle that he did it. But if I remember correctly, I think it was another 4-drop blocker Marco. And he puts at the bottom of life. Which is pretty smart because I think that would guarantee me win next game if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I do just let the Marco go. And now he's probably just going to swing at life, I would imagine. And then play another card. Or potentially... did he already trash 8-drop? I can't remember. If he still has 8-drop, I guess that's a potential solution. But I think it's a solution to, you know... kind of a unique instance right here. But he does decide to play the pudding. So he's got 8 Dawn remaining now. No, does he have 8? No, 7 Dawn remaining. And he'll pick up... Oh, no. 8 Dawn. That's right. Because he rested 1 for the pudding. And I told him, I was like, oh yeah, pudding can't search out pudding. And that's right. He does pick up the 8-drop Katakuri here. And so 8-drop, you know, it doesn't necessarily... help him too much here. Like arguably you could play it and put my Marco in life, but then I still have 3 swings. I mean, I wouldn't use Otama, but I would have 3 swings with Newgate, Leader, and Buggy, which I don't think he'd be able to get out of. So you know, 8-drop onto Brûlée at least gives him another life and a blocker if I actually mess up my swings. And yeah, I think it's a smart play. If he has enough counter in hand, you know, then he could potentially get out of enough that I can't get him down to that last life mark without using Newgate, and then he just has the blocker. So yeah. And me just being the paranoid person I am, I'm looking over the trash again. I'm like, oh god, what cards did he use? Like, you know, I like to try and play as smart as possible, but I make mistakes, so I just have to, I gotta take a peek just to make sure that I'm thinking correctly. And now I'm just doing some pretty simple math in my head, but yeah, I gotta look out for Thunderbolt being in the top of his life potentially. So I am gonna swing with Marco first. I don't want to lose, you know, that bigger swing to Thunderbolt, and he doesn't get a trigger here. And 4 cards in hand, I know that now I just got to do some, you know, some simple math in my head. Like, okay, what swings will get through? And I'll just go, he'd have to have, you know, like the absolute nuts in order to get out of these swings. So I will go 7 first, and he will counter out. And then we'll go 7 with Buggy, I would imagine. It's like, let's see, how many Dawn left do we have? We have 7 Dawn. Yeah, 4 on Buggy. Or maybe 3 on Buggy. Oh, no, I do go 4. So I go 8. I go 8. Yeah, and then he puts down the blocker, and we'll just swing with Newgate KO the blocker. Oh, and he didn't have any counters in hand, so... Yeah, he would have had to had 2 2K counters. That's why I was thinking, like, okay, 8's probably the best play here. Just swing for 8. And, you know, if he's got the 2 2K counters, it is what it is, but not much he can do about that. But I always love the matches against Devin. This was a solid one. I think that the Katakuri and Zoro matches tend to be, in my opinion, like really interesting. I'm just playing Zoro because I don't have the Katakuri cards just yet. But whenever these boxes come in, man, I'm playing some Katakuri next weekend for sure, and I'm really excited about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.